And then we went back to her house. She opened up the door and everything like that. We were walking over there. We were hugging while we were walking over there, you know, holding hands and stuff like that. And then she kept telling me, I can't believe you came to see me, you know, like stuff like she was pretty happy. And then I kept telling her, I told you Anna's not a good friend. And you know, she left you just because like that, just because you guys were fighting. What'd you tell her? Because I told her, I know how you get when you're drinking. She goes, no, she just you know, and then because she thought I was probably getting aggressive with her because I was asking her, what'd you do, and stuff like that. She goes, you can fucking leave too if you want. I am devastated about us. Obviously, you know, I am a jealous guy, but pretty much any guy is too, you know.
Yeah.
If you're talking to me, and then you're talking to other guys, like, obviously that's gonna, like, you know, that's gonna hurt.
It's gonna strike a nerve with me. Definitely.
But definitely it's not like we're, you know, I know we always come back to each other.
But Juan's girlfriend Yanira has not come back to him or to her 3 children. It's March the 4th of 2023. The 30-year-old mother is celebrating her birthday at Papa's Casino in Moses Lake, Washington. Witnesses at the party would later state that Juan, who is currently her ex-boyfriend, has been calling, sending text messages, and Snapchats all evening. Shortly before midnight, as the partygoers left the building and entered the parking lot, Yanira and several friends had a big argument, causing her to make a phone call, asking another friend to pick her up and take her home. Yanira, being upset, would walk away from her friends, but before that ride of hers arrived, her ex-boyfriend Juan would show up on the scene. And considering the fact that Yanira is now missing, this unexpected appearance by Juan would pique the interest of investigators. Don't forget to check the pinned comment and sign up for our second channel, They Caught Me Too, starting soon.
So basically, while they're still working on this, we kind of wanted to just go over what we spoke about last night, just to kind of make sure that we got your story correct. I don't want to document anything that's wrong. So March 3rd is her birthday, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you let her know that you were probably coming to Moses to try to see her for her birthday?
Late. It's because she thought I was out of town, because I was telling her that I was out of town, but I was just trying to like get her jealous by making it seem like I was on vacation and stuff.
Okay,
but,
and when she thinks you're out of town, like
Phoenix,
not even near the area to come see her. Okay.
Yeah. So, but then I was just like, I was just telling her, hey, look, I flew out to come see you, just, you know. But I think it was like, I don't know, I want to say 10, maybe 11. I don't know, like it was pretty late. No, not late, but probably around the time she was at Papa's.
So the same night, later in the night, that's when she first.
Yeah, but the whole day she kept saying too, like, because I was at the movie theaters that day, and she told me, well, if you want to see me, come fly out to me. She was telling me stuff like that, and I was already gonna surprise her. I was just waiting to. Well, I was gonna let her do her thing first, you know, because she told me she was gonna go out drinking. And so well, I'll go see her. I'll go see you, but like I didn't tell her I'll go see her, but I was thinking I'll go see her, you know. And then I told her, hey, I'm gonna go see you, and then she got happy. But then she was like, I think she was already like drunk at this point because she kept saying like different things, like she was singing to me, all kinds of things, and then she'll hang up on me and stuff like that, you know.
Okay. What time did you leave Hermiston to head to Moses?
That's what I don't remember. I don't know the time. Maybe.
And I don't need the exact time, but I mean, if it's
around like 10, maybe.
Okay.
I want to say it was pretty late. I think so, like 9:30ish, 10 maybe.
And it takes you roughly how long to get to Moses?
About on the GPS usually says like 140, so probably depending if I stop for gas or anything like that. But like, I want to say like about that time.
Did you make any stops on the way to Moses? So no stops at all? Okay. And where did you go first once you got into town?
When I got into Moses?
Yeah.
Straight there, because that's when she called me. As soon as I was entering Moses, she called me. That's when she was crying about the whole Anna thing. Her and her Anna were fighting.
So when you say straight there, where did you go? Did you go to Papa's Casino?
No. I went straight to where I said yesterday, where she was walking out like behind, like so Petco Ross right here. She was like behind Petco on the side,
Okay.
kind of like where the Walmart's parking lot's at. That's where she told me that she was walking at, and that's where I found her by a dumpster. Because she had said that Anna had left her.
Okay. And then what happened while you were with her there by Petco?
I picked her up, and the first thing I said, what? Like, obviously I was like worried. I was like, the first thing I said was like, what happened? Why did Anna leave you? Stuff like that. And she was just crying, yelling about that Anna, she was explaining to me, trying to explain to me why they got in a fight. She said that Anna didn't want her to drive because Anna said that they were both up. And she said, I'm more sober. Yanira said, I'm more sober than you. And Anna said, I think something, she said something, and then she goes, that Anna said, fuck you to Yanira. That's when Yanira said, I think she said no to Yanira, and they kept going at it, and I think that's when something, Anna said, fuck you to Yanira. Yanira said, then fuck you then, and stuff like that. And then Anna's like, all right, then you stay your ass, or something like that. You stay here, or something like that, she said. And she left her.
So basically, Yanira's telling you that she was in an argument with Anna over
Yeah,
who's driving.
over just the driving,
Okay.
because Yanira was saying that she was sober, but clearly she wasn't, because she was, I can smell the freaking alcohol off her. But she said she was just a sober. And then she said, I don't want to, she goes, I have a newer car than you anyways. Why are you not going to let me drive that piece of shit? That's what she told me. Then she said.
Were you guys sitting in your car when you're having this conversation, or standing
Yeah.
outside, or?
No, we were in my car.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she was just going off about the whole, how could somebody do that, like her friend, like how could a friend do that to you? Then she was going off saying that she spent $80 on her birthday. Yanira spent $80 on Anna's birthday, which was not that long ago, and I think the 26th or something like that, this February.
Mm-hmm.
Around that time when it was her birthday, I think, I'm not sure, but she said that she spent over $80 on her birthday. But when it came to her, all Anna did was spend like $40. She said that she always does this. She always goes all out for the people she cares about, loves, and nobody ever does that for her. She was just saying like stuff like that, like that she was so caring, and yet Anna was just like, how could she do that? Like, how could she just leave her like that? Because that's what I thought, that Anna left her. Like, that's what she told me.
Did Yanira ever leave your car and go back to the group of friends, or meet up with
Not
the
at all.
friends?
Not at all.
Did she ever go back to Papa's
Not
after
at
that?
all. I literally, like, you know, she was like she wanted to go back. I just told her, like, when we got to her place, that's when she realized that she had lost her debit card, and then she wanted to take her keys and get in her car. That's why she wanted to go home, because she goes, let's go home so I can get, you know, my car and stuff like that. And I told her, I was like, well, you can't, I'm not gonna let you drive like that. I'll go with you.
Okay.
And then she goes, and then, but she kept saying, like, bringing up different things at the same time, you know? And then that phone call happened, like, as soon as she got in my car, not that long after, that phone call happened with the, what I was telling you, with when the guy called
Okay.
on
So,
Snapchat.
so describe that phone call again to me. So this is why you guys were in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
He calls, and he was saying, hey, is Anna with you? And Yanira said, I think she was saying no or something like that. I don't remember, but I said, hey, who's this? This is her man. But Yanira had the phone. I never took it away from her or anything like that. I just yelled it out pretty much. And then she hung up the phone on him.
Okay.
And then that's when I asked her about who was that, and she told me it was the mechanic guy. It was Anna's friend, the mechanic, who helped her fix her axles when her car got messed up and it wouldn't drive. And then I was like, oh, okay then. And then it kept going on back to the Anna conversation, where she was just really hurt by what Anna did to her, because she said that she's always been there for Anna, and then Anna just does that to her on her birthday. And I just kept going off about, this is what I told you about your fucking friends, you know, they like shit like that. So I was just telling her stuff like that about Anna, talking shit, because I've never liked her.
Okay.
But
Did anyone else call or text her while you were sitting?
oh,
in the car?
Anna called her, but later, I want to say an hour after
But
that.
while you were there in the car?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
How long did you guys stay there in that location talking about?
Like, it was probably brief. It was like probably 2-3 minutes, and then I drove off
Okay.
back to her place.
And then, so describe what happened after you guys got to the apartments.
Well, we stopped and we parked a little bit. You know, I hugged her and kissed her and stuff like that. She was happy to see me, but she was also like still, I'm telling you, she was devastated mostly about the whole Anna thing. I feel like she really didn't care I was there. Not in a bad way, just because I was just more worried about what happened to her. So I didn't really like try to be like, oh hey, I'm here for you, nothing like that. I was just listening to her, because she was pretty upset with me still about, like, you know, she was drunk, so she was talking about our relationship, the shit that I put her through, the shit that we've been through. And then she was also talking about Anna, and then that's when she talked about she was looking for her debit card. She was looking for her keys because she dropped them in my car, and she was looking for them. I was like, "Did you even bring your keys?" I was like, and she goes, "Oh, I brought them." And she was looking for them, and then she goes, she was looking through her. She has a brown bag where she puts her phone in, and she has her cards in there. And that's when she noticed her debit card was missing. And then that's when she was like, I want to go back to Papa's. And I told her, well, let's go, I'll take you. But then she goes, no, I'm going to drive. And she got her keys, and she wanted to go. And I told her, let's just get off real quick. And then, you can want to, like I said, we can get off real quick, and but I'm not going to let you drive your car. I was like, you need to rest because you're really fucked up. And then every time I'd say something, she was like, it didn't make sense what she was saying, because again, she was like going, like I even asked her this question about, I said, who are you with or something like that, and she goes, shh, not in front of the desk. And I was like, what desk? She goes, that's the one, that's where my employees work or something like that. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, oh, she started laughing. She goes, oh, I'm talking about my job. I thought that's what you were asking me a question about my job. I was like, no, I'm asking who you with, like, so I'm saying she was like all kinds of like, I'm telling you, she was like bringing up a bunch of different things. And then we went back to her house. She opened up the door and everything like that. We were walking over there. We were hugging while we were walking over there, holding hands and stuff like that. And then she kept telling me, I can't believe you came to see me, like stuff like she was pretty happy. And we went to her apartment and she started crying again. We were kissing, she was crying, she was hugging me, telling me she was glad I was there, but then she was still sad about the whole fucking Anna, just going off on Anna, saying like she's a fucking bitch. How could she do that to her? She goes, if she didn't come apologize to me, I want her to be on her fucking knees. Like, stuff like that, like just talking major crap about Anna. And then I kept telling her, I told you Anna's not a good fucking friend. And she left you just because like that, just because you guys were fighting. What'd you tell her? Because I told her, I know how you get when you're drinking. She goes, no, she just fucking, and then because she thought I was probably getting aggressive with her because I was asking her, what'd you do, or stuff like that. She goes, you can fucking leave too if you want. She goes, just like everybody always fucking leaves me in my fucking life. She goes, my baby daddy was right. She goes, no one's ever gonna love me, no one's ever gonna be there for me. Like, just going and stuff like that, saying that nobody was there for her. And I told her, I'm fucking here. I'm here for you right now. What are you talking about? And she goes, I've always been there for you. And then she goes, I don't care, you can leave if you want. And then we went to go lay down. And I'm not gonna lie, we did have sex.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. That was one of my questions.
We did have sex. Because she got like, we got to the point where she was crying. She was talking about how she missed me.
When was the last time you had sex prior to that night?
So I think it was like the week before, either the last week before February, or when was it? I'm trying to think, because we got in a fight at a bar because she saw me taking pictures with two girls.
Were you guys up in Moses or else somewhere?
No, we were in Pasco at Tequila's.
Okay.
And I didn't know she was going to be there. She was out with her friend Anna, and we didn't have sex that day or even after that, but I'm trying to think of a day before that where we did have sex, because it was around that week, give or take. It was like the last 2 weeks of February, so like this is probably the second to last week of February. Yeah.
So 3 weeks at the most then, maybe?
Probably, okay. Yeah. Because after that night, what happened at Tequila's, it was on a Friday. I went Saturday to go see her because I wanted to apologize for those pictures and stuff like that, because I did live right in front of her at Tequila's.
Okay.
And I showed up there, and then pretty much that day she just said that whatever she cried for me that night that was it. She didn't want nothing to do with me, she didn't love me anymore. She goes, you ruined that. She goes, if you would have saw what I saw, she goes, you'd feel the same way. So then that's pretty much when she told me that she was done, she didn't want nothing to do with me, like she was just, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, kind of upset.
How'd that make you feel when she said she didn't
I was actually more fucking, like, I'm embarrassed to say, but I was actually crying to her, like, trying to beg her, like, no, please, like, give me another chance to, like, whatever, like, let's work on us, like, I'll do whatever you want. And now she just was being, like, the coldest. She was like, no, she goes, I'm telling you, just go, I'm gonna go out that night. She doesn't go out with her Anna, her sisters, and all that.
As we head to our first commercial break, Juan is doing a terrible job at being his own attorney. The more he speaks, the more suspicious it looks at him showing up at Yanira's birthday party. I mean, why would she want him there after what she saw in that bar that night? We'll find out more when we get back.
And I was like, there's really, you don't have no ounce of love for me? And she goes, not at all, not at all. And I was like, all right. So I like kind of pretty much wiped out my tears, and I was just like stalling that whole day because I was like, come on, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty much being a little about it, and like I was gonna say pussy about it the whole day. And then yeah, when I just finally sounded like, all right, she's done with me, like, all right. So I said, all right then. So I left, and I didn't talk to her. It was that Saturday night she went out. I went out too, but in Hermiston. And then Sunday came around, and we didn't talk all day. And she had sent me a message through like a different text app because she had blocked me off everything. And I put it on silence unknown callers, whatever, because I didn't want her like sending me pictures if she's out and stuff like that. Because she's like that. And I told her, just please respect me when I was leaving. Like that day when I was leaving, I said, please respect me. Don't send me stuff like that. It would hurt more, you know. And I'm telling her she was cold that day, so I was like, all right, then that's it for us. And I left. So like I said, that Saturday night she went out, I went out. Sunday we didn't talk at all. She sent me a message with just a black heart through a different texting app or something, because she would use texting apps to get a hold of me. And then Monday comes around, and she calls me. Like she found a way to call me. And she was talking, like she would make fake Snapchats too, to get my attention, to try to get me, because I want, she would send me messages, but I can't accept messages from people unless I add them as a friend on Snapchat. Mm-hmm. And she had sent me a message, a Snapchat account saying Yanira Gastelum. So to catch my attention, she told me. And so I still didn't want to, like, sometimes I was like, I didn't want to fall for that bait, because what if I click on it and then one of the messages is she sent me pictures of her with a dude or something. I didn't want to see nothing like that, so I just unaccepted it. But it was actually, she told me it was a whole paragraph, told me how she was sorry about that day, that she does love me, she was thinking about me that day on Saturday, and then Sunday all along she called Anna saying she was crying to her. I guess she cried that Saturday night, talking about she missed me, everything like that. You know, stuff like that, you know. So
is this last weekend?
Earlier this week, on Monday, when she called me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the whole week we were trying to, like, I was still being stubborn about that day. I was like being prideful. I was like, nah, you treated me like shit. You know, and so I'm like, I'm respecting you, I'm letting you live your life, you know, that's what you wanted. But we were still like trying to, I don't know, we were just talking, and then Tuesday or Wednesday, I think she finally had it where I told her I didn't want nothing to do with her because how she treated me that day. And I was giving her crap. I'm like, no, you just, you did really hurt me. And she goes, you always bring that up that I hurt you and stuff like that. And she was dropping off baskets to her mom. I don't know what day that was, but it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, where she called me fucking crying because she was upset about us and everything that I was telling her. I was telling her just that I didn't want to be with her no more, stuff like that. And it was one of those, like I said, her mom might know, but she dropped off Easter baskets to her kids or something like that. That's what she told me. And that day she was crying and she was driving fast on the highway. And she said she didn't care anymore. She was just going to, like, pretty much like that. Like, just wait until a semi, like, you know, drive into a semi or something. And I think she was probably lying because every time she would turn down her window, you can hear when a window goes down. Mm-hmm. I think she was just trying to be dramatic. And, but I was like still worried. I was like, hey, no, don't do that. Because, like, the same way I told you I'd fucking try to do that to myself, you stopped me for stupid, you know?
Now, I don't know if that story is true, if she was really in that state of mind, but how crazy is that? How often do you guys see two people that have that same state of mind? They're like, I'll drive into a semi type of mindset together at the same time. I've seen that a few times. I mean, I don't know if they're attracted to one another. People that have this fatal attraction type of a thing. It's really crazy.
What do you mean you did that to yourself?
No, like, I was trying to, like, Dave, when I was being begging her, I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to be here no more, just saying stuff like that. I don't want to be here no more, like, I can't live without you, stuff like that. I was telling her. So that day, pretty much, she was kind of doing the same on the phone call, though. And she goes, I was like, what's that noise? Is that your window? She goes, no, that's me driving fast. I'm like, that's your window, turn up your window, you know? And she goes, no, I'm driving fast. She was crying, she was yelling on the phone, saying that she's just, like, tired of it, she doesn't want to be here anymore. She wants to be with her dad. Nobody gives a fuck about her. I don't give a fuck about her. Saying, all I ever did was love you. You don't care about me. She goes, I was trying to get back with you. You don't want to get back with me. And I ended up just calming her down to the point where she's like, she was crying, like where she was frantic to like just slowly, like, you know, wiping her tears away. You can hear her. And I told her, like, you know, I love you, I care about you. I told her, either way, if we're not together, I can't live this world without you. So like, whatever, you know, don't, like, you told me, you stopped me from doing it because of course I care about you.
And this was just last week?
This past week, yeah.
So
like
a couple days
the
prior to
Saturday,
you coming
yeah.
to her
So
birthday?
like her sisters went out on the Saturday. Like she went out with her coworker Anna, and then she said her sisters and her aunt. So whatever Saturday that was, I think it was last week. I want to say it was last weekend. And then Monday is when we started talking, when she got a hold of me. So within this week is when all that was going down. So we were trying to, you know. But then yesterday, or the day before, when we were talking on the phone, you know, stuff like that, because of me being the way I was, kind of being prideful and not wanting to be with her, kind of was changing her attitude towards me too, where she didn't want to. She goes, yeah, I don't want to be with you. And I was in the movie theater texting her, telling her, oh, so you're done then? I was like, because if you're done, then all right, because I just want to know if you're done, then fine, I'll leave you the hell alone. And she goes, yeah, I'm done. And then I kept bugging her that day, texting her saying, so you are done, you know, like. And then she was saying, no, I'm not done. I didn't say that. Like, it was just back and forth with us that day.
Now, see, this is the other aspect of true crime that I enjoy. Kind of. I mean, we always look at body language and things like that and how detectives break down suspects, but looking at the relationship dynamics between people, it's crazy. There are people that still act like they're in high school. This guy's 27 years old. She was 30. And you got one time to act like that with me. One time. And we done. We good. I ain't got time for the kiddie games, man. I ain't got time.
Well, let's jump back to, you drove her back to the apartment. You're in the apartment. You said you guys did have sex.
Yeah.
Go from there. What happened after that?
That's when we were laying down, and then we were talking about our relationship, everything we've been through. But she was still pretty drunk, so she was talking about that she wants to go get her card. She kept talking about her debit card because she left that Papa. So I was like, well, let's go get it then. And then I was like, what time did they close? And she goes, I don't know, 1 or 2. And I was like, it's a weekday. It's Thursday, wasn't it? Or yeah, Thursday. Yeah.
Did they stay open late because they got?
Yeah. So I told her it's Thursday. So did they close? And she goes, yeah, they closed at 1 or 2. She was telling me. So I was like, okay, well, let's go. We'll get it. So I remember I went to the bathroom and I was getting dressed. And I needed to go to the bathroom anyway, so I was getting dressed while she was getting dressed. And she put on her gray sweatpants and her gray shirt that she was wearing that night. And then I think she was going to get her slippers on or her shoes, I don't remember. And then I told her, let's go, you know. But then she goes, I don't know where she switched up. She goes, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to go get it. She goes, I don't need you to come with me. And I was like, why? And then she started being cool with me. She was like, told me, no, because you don't care about me, this and that. I was like, whoa. I was like, where did this come from? Like, I was like, we just literally were just laying down being good. And she was telling me that, going back to the Anna thing, talking about how Anna, she goes, oh, that bitch tried to call me. And she showed me the call log where Anna called her. And then she goes, fuck that. She goes, I want her to beg to me, this and that. And I was just like, because it was going all over, you know what I mean? Like, the conversations, like, it wouldn't even stay on one topic. It was just going back to the whole Anna thing. And Anna did try to call her, and I was like, and she goes, oh, she only called me fucking once. If she really cared, she would call me more than once, try to get, you know what I mean? And she doesn't care where the fuck I'm at. She goes, fuck that, I'm gonna go see her right now. I'm gonna, you know, like, she wanted to fight her. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you need to calm down, like, you need to relax, you need to chill. Like, I'm sure by tomorrow you guys are gonna be fucking friends again. You guys are just drunk. I'm sure she didn't mean it, you didn't mean it. And she goes, fuck that, you're sticking up for her. And I was like, no, like, I'm just trying to fucking tell you, because I was like, kind of getting annoyed at it. I was like, come on, like, I'm trying to be here for you and stuff like that. She goes, oh, you don't have to fucking be here for me. And she goes, just like anybody else, they can fucking leave out of my life. I don't give a fuck, just going off like that. And I remember I was trying to calm her down, and I hugged her, and she was hugging me, but she was still going off about Anna, and then about her debit card too, that she wanted to go back. And I told her, look, we'll just call them, and because the best thing, we'll call them. If they have it, we'll save for you. You come. If you don't want me to take you, you come tomorrow, and you grab your debit card. They'll hold it for you. I'm sure they will. Or if Anna probably has it. I was like, Anna probably has your fucking debit card.
Did you guys call Papa's?
Mm-hmm. I told her she should call, because I don't.
But did you call for her at all?
No, I didn't.
You don't call?
Because we were talking. I was just saying, like, middle of the talking. And she was like talking to me. She was okay, and I was just want to just call them, you know, like that. I didn't think about actually like calling them. I was just telling her, like, you know, that that's the best way we can call them. I was like, or maybe Anna has your card and stuff like that. And she goes, oh, fuck that bitch. And I was like, no, just call Papa's and get, your debit card, or if you want, I can take you right now. And she kept saying that she didn't want me to take her. I was like, okay, then that she wanted to take her car. So I told her, no, you're not driving anywhere, where's your keys at? And she gave me her keys, but then she goes, either way, I still have another set in my drawer. And I was like, okay, so I was like, here, just take your keys, and if it's like, you know what I mean? Because she said she has another set to her car. Mm-hmm. So I gave her back her keys, and then and I put it in with her bag. She grabs it and she puts it in her bag. I put it in her bag, I gave it to her, and then she goes, and I said, just calm down. She went to go lay down, or she was sitting on her bed. I was sitting next to her, and we were laying there talking, but then she brought up the whole thing about those two chicks. I was like, because I was telling her you're talking to guys and stuff like that, and she goes, were you talking to guys at Papa's? And she goes, you were talking to girls. I was like, yeah, but I was like, then why did you come back to my life and tell me that, you miss me and all that stuff, and then just to keep confusing me, keep playing with me. I was like, because if you're talking to guys, I've always told you, I'll respect that. If that's what you want to do with your life, then I'll go start doing my life too. I was like, because we're both young and we're both like, we have our lives going. Like, I have all my friends over here, everybody like, every time they always invite me to go out and stuff like that. I was like, so if you're trying to like fucking, and I don't have problems getting girls, you don't have problems getting guys, I told her. I was like, but if you're coming back into my life, after you told me that Saturday that you don't want nothing to do with me, then you come back on a Monday and call me, trying to get a hold of me, telling me that you love me, you want to have my baby, this and that. And then that's when she cut me off and she talked about that baby thing I was telling you, that mm-hmm. She hasn't had her period. And she goes, oh, that's another thing I want to tell you. She goes, I missed my period because she's supposed to get it at the beginning of the month. And I told her, what do you mean? She goes, it's still the beginning of the month. I was like, it's really the 3rd. And she goes, no, I'm supposed to always get it on the 1st. And I was like, maybe you're just late. You've always been like that. Your period's always been weird. And then she goes, no. She goes, I could be pregnant. And she goes, what would you do if I was pregnant? I was like, well, then, what would you want to do?
As we head to our next commercial break, this is exactly the reason why you avoid putting somebody on a witness stand. I mean, think about all the motives this guy has given in the first 20-something minutes of this video. I mean, first, she doesn't want to be with you anymore, and you're crying and feeling terrible, and you're begging her to come back. This doesn't look good. And then next, you're talking about, she says she might be pregnant, and instead of you showing that you would be excited, you're like, what would you do? This isn't good. I mean, what if she said she'd keep it and you got mad about it? You're just giving more and more reasons why you could have done something. We'll be right back.
I was like, and she goes, I only want it if you'd be in my life. I was like, because we would talk about trying to have a baby. Like, she would even say that too. Like, she would want one. And then we'd come to her conclusion. We're like, no, we don't want one. And then we just back and forth with it. So that day, she thought that if she had a baby, she thought I was going to just bail on her like her baby daddy. I sort of know, like.
If she was pregnant, would it be yours? Or would there be any reason to be someone else's?
Nah. Like I said, I mean, if she was doing stuff behind my back, then, but most of the time we're always on the phone calls, talking for like hours. So I doubt, but maybe, but I always trusted her on that because I know she wouldn't fucking do that to me either. Like, I always feel like she wouldn't just tell me, oh, it's your baby and it's somebody else's. Like, I don't think she was that cold like that. She was a good person. Like, I wouldn't say like.
Just to bring some context to what he just said, that she was a good person. This is March the 5th. At this point in time, this is a missing persons investigation. She wasn't found until May.
Something like that, Like, I would not fucking think she would do that to me at all. She would always say that if she had sex with somebody, she wouldn't do it raw with them because she knows that we'll come back to each other. I'll tell them, well, yeah, like, because just like she said, I was a good person. I'm saying, well, I always told her, like, you're a good person too. So I know we'll come back to each other. Even if I had sex with other people, you had sex with other people, I know that at the end of the day, we always came back running to each other. So, like, if we blocked each other, that's what I'm saying. If we have each other blocked and stuff, eventually she'll come back calling me, or I'll end up getting a hold of her and we'll talk like that, But I have no doubt that if she was to be pregnant, it'd be mine. I know she wouldn't do that to me. She's not like that at all.
Okay. So how the rest of the night or early morning go?
Oh, that's when it was getting close to where I was going to start leaving. because again, she was upset still about what I did to her. She says,
And what did you do to her what did you do to upset her again?
no, again, because she was tipsy, man. She was like, I'll say something, like, because again, I was talking about, like, after that, I asked her, so you want to be with me even though you're talking to guys and stuff like that.
Okay.
When I said that, she goes, don't act like you, she goes, she goes, don't act like you don't have shit. She goes, I know if I look through your Snapchat, I'll see women and stuff like that. And she goes, I'm trying to remember what she talked about me, what she said about me. She said, I know if I go through your phone, you see bitches. I'll see bitches on the same way I have guys on my Snap. And then she goes, I'm just an image of what you made me. That's what she told me. And she always told me that. She goes, if I'm like this, it's because of how you were with me. And that's when I told her, okay, then, and then I was like, okay, then I get it, And then when I was saying that, she just kept going off about me and everything I've done to her. Again, going back to when I hit her, from those times when I did hit her, the times when we'd fight, yell at each other, put each other down. The way I had her in the summer, I guess in the summer she said that she was afraid of me.
Once again, he's doing a terrific job of representing them. So that couldn't hurt. That can't hurt you, saying that she was afraid of you. Nothing wrong with that.
Not afraid of me like in a physical way, just afraid of me that I'll call wherever she was at, and she'll be out, and she'll be afraid that I'll catch her being out or something like that. And I remember she said she would hang out with Naomi, one of her friends from Atlanta. She used to live in Wenatchee. And she was talking about that time, like in the summer, the whole summer she was going out with her friends and stuff. So there was times when I'd call her during those times, and she would like run back to her, drive all the way where she was at, back to her house, just so, she can pick up the phone and be like, oh, I'm just coming back from my mom's or something. So she was talking about that. She goes, the summer I was afraid of you because every time you'd call me, I didn't want you to catch me being out and stuff like that. She goes, you didn't let me do anything. We weren't together in the summer. You didn't let me do anything. I was like, we didn't let each other do anything. We were both toxic, I told her. And she goes, you're fucking toxic. And she goes, I might be a little bit toxic, but you're fucking toxic. And again, I was just like, I was letting her just like, I didn't want to explode anything. And I was like, look, your neighbor's going to hear. I don't want to fucking, because they've always heard us fight. I'm sure they have. And she goes, no, because I don't care. And she goes, they've already fucking heard everything. She goes, I'm just tired of how you've always been with me and everything like that. She goes, you didn't fucking care. She goes, you didn't care about me. She goes, you left me. She always said that. She always told me that I always left her. So she kept saying that. She goes, you always left me alone. You always did this. And then I was just trying to calm her down. I said, okay, you're right. I know I'm a piece of shit. I've done the worst to you, everything like that. He goes, but I've always loved you. I always cared for you. I was like, if you told me right now you don't want nothing to do with me, then I'll leave you alone. I was like, if you want to live your life, go ahead, Because like, I didn't mean to disrupt your fucking birthday at all. Sorry for blowing you up. I told her, I just care about you. I do love you. Obviously, I'm going to get jealous. She goes, you get jealous with me too all the time. I was like, well, again, that's just, we've always been that way. It's just because I love you, that's why. And when she was realizing that I was calming her down, I wasn't fighting with her, she was like calming her pace down too. And then we ended up like hugging and kissing. I told her, look, I'll leave. I was like, because I did tell her I could stay, but she told me that she had to work in the morning and that she was going to have to pick up her kids. I was like, okay, then I'll leave then. And she goes, okay. And then again, she'll go back to the whole Anna thing. She goes, man, fucking Anna better apologize to me tomorrow, the next day. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I'm sure you guys will be fine. You know what I mean? Just don't leave anywhere. And she still had her clothes on and her shoes on because, again, we had got dressed. So when I was leaving, I remember I was giving her a hug and everything like that. She was still upset about that, her debit card, and then still again with me. But she wasn't yelling at me or nothing, told me shit no more. And I hugged her, everything like that, I kissed her. And then I told her, I'll message you, I'll let you know when I get home. And then when I got in my car, I walked downstairs, go to my car, and I stayed in the area a little bit to like make sure she wasn't going anywhere because she was pretty adamant about trying to go back. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was driving around. I drove around like back and forth the apartment complex to make sure that she was going to not leave. Because I was worried about that. Because she was super drunk, man. Even after like she reeked of it. She was still drunk. She said she wasn't. She was on tipsy. She goes, but I'm fine. I'm sober. I was like, you're not sober. I was like, you're drunk as hell. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I was trying to make sure. Like I drove. I had left a little bit, Went around the block real quick, like so her apartment complex right here. You can go this way, you know, and then you can turn to like.
When you say this, where you're going back down the hill or up the hill?
Down the hill.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm sorry. So to go down the hill, like, you know, down the hill, you know how you go to the the banks and all that stuff, or there's like a way to go, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went that way, and then went in the roundabout.
Which way is that way?
So I'm guessing if I'm driving from her
You
place,
went away from downtown.
yeah, I went to the roundabout, and then
Okay.
came back to her place
Okay.
to make sure, because I was gonna leave, because I was gonna take that roundabout to go to like Taco Bell, McDonald's, and all that. You know, where like because I always take that way to leave, and I was gonna take that way to go to like, but I took the roundabout. I'm gonna go make sure, and I drove back all the way to her apartment complex. Went inside, drove all the way back, like, you know, went inside to the apartment complex, drove all the way back, saw her car, turned around, and I left. So I was like, okay, then she's not, you know, she didn't leave or anything. And then that's when I left back to, I went back down the same route, took the roundabout, and then drove off to like where McDonald's and Taco Bell's and all that stuff. And then I left from there.
Okay.
What time do you think that was?
I want to say, I could slowly see the sun coming out, so I don't remember.
Well, so it was pretty late then in the morning.
Well, it was still kind of dark, so that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like bright or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I want to say 5:30, 6 maybe.
Okay.
Mm.
It's a long time compared to what you told us yesterday.
Yeah, well, like I said, I didn't want to admit the whole sex thing. But I was going to tell you guys
Fair
anyway,
enough.
but
Fair enough.
yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
I
But
understand.
When you went out the roundabout going towards McDonald's, that area, how did you get out of that area? Did you take a right and go by Taco Bell and McDonald's, or did you continue to the light and then go south on 17?
oh yeah, I took that. Like, I left from McDonald's and everything to go back to like Pasco and stuff like that.
So you're right at the light, and McDonald's is right there on your right-hand side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just how did you get home? Did you make any stops on the way home?
Not at all. Went
Okay.
straight home.
None at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
Went straight home. I was pretty tired myself, so.
And what route do you take to go home then?
All the way straight to Pasco, and then Pasco, I go to Kennewick through the Blue Bridge, and then just go straight to Kennewick, through like all the traffic lights, all that stuff, like passing, like, I think it's Columbia Drive or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you're right.
All that, you know, just
So you go all the way through the lights?
all the way through
Okay.
the lights, every single thing, just to go to the back to straight terms. That was it.
When she was trying to leave and you kept circling back, to ensure she didn't leave, did you take her keys?
No. No, she locked her door and everything like that. Like when I was leaving, I didn't have her keys or anything like that. Like I said, I left. She was adamant. So like I said, before I left, she had gave me her keys, right? But when she was looking through her brown bag or whatever, I grabbed it and her phone wasn't in the brown bag. So I put it in there. I was like, here, just put that away, like, because we went to go sit down, and she had it in her bag when we were sitting down.
As we head to our last commercial break, I get taking her keys from her if she's drunk and you don't want her to leave the house. But if you're going to give her keys back, why would you put them in the bag if you're at her house? Why wouldn't you just put them on the counter or on the couch? I don't know if that makes any sense. We'll be right back.
What kind of phone does she have?
I don't even know where she left her phone, because when we got in there, she put it down somewhere. Like when she kept picking it up, she kept putting it everywhere. So I don't know. She has like my phone, but one with the 2 cameras, I think, because mine has 3. So it's an iPhone 11, probably just the normal 11. Yeah.
Okay. When you got home, what'd you do?
I just went to sleep. I was tired.
Yeah.
I actually, like I said that day, yesterday, I kept messaging her, calling her, because I thought she blocked me.
Okay.
Like, you know, I mean, I think she did, because when I kept calling her and stuff like that, and messaging her, I even sent her messages like, you blocked me, all that stuff. Like, I was like, wow, after we just had sex and everything like that. Like, and I kept blowing her up, messaging her, calling her, and stuff like that. And then I went home, and I was still trying to, I was like tossing and turning, because I was like, why the fuck is she not messaging me? So I was messaging her, calling her. But at the same time, I was like still tired, and I would sleep a little bit, wake up, look at my phone, still nothing back. I kept messaging her, calling her. I think that went on to like the afternoon, And then when I finally said, I left her a voicemail too, saying that, then no, if you don't like it, because I'm just trying to get a hold of you. If you're not want to like message me or anything, at least just tell me that or something. I was like, all right, but I'll leave you alone. I left like a pretty long voicemail. And I said, and the last thing I said, I was like, all right, well then I'll just leave you alone. So just please call me. Like that's what I was just like, you know, because I was like pretty butthurt about the whole thing. I was like, why the fuck like she blocked me, you know? And then I just realized that my messages weren't going through, like, you know, like it would say delivered, then it wouldn't say delivered no more. So that's why I was pretty hurt about that. I was like, what the fuck, you're not answering me? And then I slept that day for a little bit, woke up, and then just found my sister just chilling there, still like, just getting on Facebook, stuff like that. Just being on my phone until, when later in the day when my mom told me about what was going on, and that's when I got a hold of police and stuff like that yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. You didn't go anywhere though that next day?
Last night, yeah. Just last night.
Just last night, where'd you go to?
The bar.
Okay.
With friends, they invited me. I wasn't really up for it, but that's when I was talking to you guys on the phone, I think, because I was getting changed at the same time. That's why I can hear. That's what probably sound like while I was in and out. But they invited me to the bar, and it was gonna be a friend's birthday party. But I told them I don't know if I just want to go have a drink. I said, and then we ended up going to Cozy's. I was supposed to meet them at Midway. It's a bar.
Okay.
But I didn't. They wanted to play pool. I wasn't up for it at all because I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm fucking worried about that whole situation with you. And I'm over here like, they want to go play pool. I told them no. If anything, I just want to get a beer, maybe a beer or two. And I was like, I'll meet you guys at Cozy's. And I was supposed to be, while you guys were calling me, that's when I was supposed to leave. And I messaged my friend. I said, hey, I'll just meet you guys, or come get me later, And he's like, all right, just come get me if you guys go to Cozy's, But I had just sent him that just because I was on the phone with you guys. I didn't want to dip out or anything like that. And then after that phone call, I was still kind of there. I'm like, even my brother-in-law and my sister had showed up because the cops had came yesterday too to talk to me. Oh. And not that long after you guys called me.
Oh, okay.
That phone call. So then after that phone call with you guys, my brother-in-law and my sister, I sat down and I was just like, I didn't even want to go out, And my brother was like, you're not going to go out? He goes, hey, are you going to go out with Anthony? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I was just like, I didn't put on my shoes or nothing. And that's when he told me, he goes, oh yeah, Anthony was out there waiting for you. And I was like, I know. But yeah, that I ended up just calling him and said, hey, if you're at Cozy's, come pick me up, and we'll go have a drink. And then that's when I was at the bar yesterday at Cozy's.
He picked you up though? He picked you up?
He picked me up.
Okay.
He asked me, I told him, I was like, sorry bro, I was on the phone call, I was on the important phone call and stuff, and he was like, okay, and he's not the type to ask questions. He's like, all right, cool, And he goes, I understand. And he picked me up, and then we ended up driving to Cozy's, and we were there until they closed. Then we went to the next bar after, which is called Rancherito. And it's like a Mexican bar, but they stay a little bit long, like in 30 minutes extra longer.
Oh, really?
Or an hour longer usually.
Yeah.
So that's where usually everybody goes after that.
Okay.
We went there and then just sat again. I was pretty much sipping on I had pretty much like 2 or 3 beers, not really enjoying myself at all,
Yeah.
And then that was it. And we were going to go to my friend's birthday party and stuff that was still going on. But we didn't end up going, so we just ended up staying. I ended up going back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, I forgot what I was going to ask. Does Anthony know about Yanira?
I briefly told him, I was like, my ex is missing. And he was like, what the fuck?
Had he ever met her before?
Nah, he never met her.
Have any of your friends met Yanira?
None of my friends, just my family.
Okay.
Yeah, like when we first got together and stuff like that, birthday parties, stuff like that, but not my friends.
Okay. Has she ever been to the house you're at right now?
No, not at all. I didn't even tell her where I lived.
Okay.
She thought I lived in Kennewick.
Oh, really?
Because she was the type that would just show up and like want to fight.
Oh, really?
So I didn't tell her when I was moving out, because I know that if she saw me moving out on Facebook or something, she would show up to my house.
Okay.
Ladies, fellas, would you date somebody and have an intimate relationship with them and not know where they live? I mean, they basically could have an entire family at home. Is that acceptable? Would you do that?
So I guess let me try to summarize all this and try to get it to where I can understand it and you can understand it. Okay. First and foremost, I can see that you're concerned about her, right?
Oh, of course, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
You told me yesterday that you still love her, and you're concerned about her, and you want her to be well off. Okay. And I think that's apparent for everybody. I think most importantly, her family.
Like I said, like I understand why you guys are asking me questions and stuff, and I don't mind, dude. Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm not all there, like fucking.
Okay, and that's why.
And I'm trying, I'll be honest about it. You know, like I said yesterday, I was kind of just, I didn't really want to say the sex thing, but we did have sex.
Fair
you know,
enough.
but
Fair enough.
other than that, stuff like
and
that.
I can understand.
Yeah.
That I can understand. And believe me, I was going to ask about it today too. And
Because I'm not gonna say, oh, I sat there for a couple hours, just us talking. Like,
Yeah.
no, we had sex.
And we don't. Excuse me if it comes off, as rude or we don't mean to be intrusive. Like
No,
that.
I know.
I mean, when she calls and she says something happened, we need to get your side of the story.
That's why I was just like, because I did search her up, and I saw that whole report thing, and what people were saying and stuff. I was like, what the heck? Nobody saw me pick her up. Nobody saw, like, you know what I mean? That's why I was like, a lot of this stuff's not even, like, most of that stuff's not even true. Like, the abusiveness, it was like mostly me. Like, I have scratch marks on here that she scarred me from when we fought.
Mm-hmm.
And the time when I hit her, I pushed her off me. I never punched her or anything like that. I would just push her off me where she would fall and hit something. And I know it was a shitty thing. And one time I did hit her with my shoes because she was also, she was pretty abusive too with me. Like, I would take it, obviously, but there was a time where she would freaking hit me really bad where I would just fucking be stupid and end up hitting her back. Like with my shoes one time, I just fucking swung at her and hit her in the neck. And
I understand that.
but it was like, but I know the shit that I've done. Like, I'm not saying I'm a fucking saint, man, but I do love her. I care about her, man. Like, so.
And it's apparent.
So the whatever the hell.
To go see her for her birthday.
Like, and whenever she needed me, like the time with her card too. Like, I told her I'll fucking drive to her. Even Anna didn't want her to call me because she didn't want me to fucking go over there if everything could get handled. Because she was crying, saying that she had walked all the way from leaving Moses Lake to back to her apartment. And so I'm saying, like, dude, I've always worried about her. Like, I told her I'll always be there no matter what, even if we weren't together. Like, like, I even got this tattoo just to dedicate it to her. Like, and again, man, like, I'm saying, like, that's why I'm like, fuck, like, I am devastated about us. Obviously, I am a jealous guy, but pretty much any guy is too.
Yeah.
Like, if you're talking to me, and then you're talking to other guys, like, obviously that's gonna, like, that's gonna hurt.
It's gonna strike a nerve with me.
Definitely. But definitely, it's not like we're, I know we always come back to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter what, she'll see me talk to girls, I'd hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
I'd talk to girls, whatever, she'll talk to guys. But we've always been single, we've been single.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is. I always told her like that, like, if you don't want to waste my time, I don't want to waste yours either. And then we always come back to each other. We block each other, the same shit. That's what I'm saying, our relationship was pretty toxic, but we were like that. Like, we were always the type to just come back to each other and stuff like that. Like I said, she'll get a hold of me, like, if we don't talk for like a week or a couple of days or whatever, and she finds a way to get a hold of me.
Okay.
Same with me with her,
Okay.
Well,
So, again, you told me you love her, you're concerned about her, you want to make sure she's all right. And you told me, hey, you've made mistakes in your past, right? And you've acknowledged those, and I can admit and agree that to some extent I get jealous too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very frustrating, and I hate being that way, but it is who I am who I am. I can't control it, and I can't change it, right?
but it's one of those things too that I would get mad, we'd fight about it, but it was always like, again, I fucking leave, and I always tell her, fine, then I'll fucking leave you alone. And the same shit like that, and then go back and again we'll fucking find a way to talk to each other again.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that time when she blocked me, when I left and I just saw that my messages were going through, I was like, wow, you fucking blocked me, like, after we had sex and everything, you told me you loved me, you told me you wanted to, you might be pregnant, you might want to keep it, all that stuff, like, so I was pretty, like I said, I was butthurt about it, like, the next day, like, or that day, but later that, the whole day I kept checking my phone, I'm like, what the hell, like, even if I'm not messaging and stuff, I'm still checking my phone, I'm like, damn, I was like, wow, like, I feel shitty about it,
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, I guess what I don't understand, or I guess where I'm having issues, and again, we want to help Yenira wherever she is, and we want to find her and make sure she's okay, right? That is the goal.
Right, oh yeah.
And for her family especially.
Mm-hmm.
But after speaking with her family and speaking with all her friends and the people who were there that night, right, it doesn't sound, to me it sounds different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their perspective of this incident, of this night, is different than what you're telling them, right? And I can see how that can be misconstrued by different people, given your guys' relationship. It was different, it was not It wasn't not normal, but it's different.
Look, like,
To say the least, right?
she would always tell her family one thing, but if you guys really, like, if you guys can pull up text message, you guys would see how she was with me too. Like, she was.
And I'm not saying that. But
No, I mean, like,
know
not in a bad way. I'm saying, like, the good stuff, like, you know, she would, like, she was loving and caring with me and stuff like that. Like, you know, she'd cry to me, everything like that. You know, so, like, I'm saying, that's why, like, I know she'd always talk about me, but how she really was with me too, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. She was really caring with me and stuff like that. Like, we were, you know, that was my best friend. She's my best friend. Like, I always told her, like, my best friend, Michelle, you know, she knows all that stuff with my baby mama, so I was telling her, you're my best friend, she's my best friend. But I know if, when we would get mad and fight and stuff, we'd go and obviously we talk shit, but like how she was too, when messages and calling and stuff, like, she was always, like, trying to look for me too, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm like, I know what her family and friends think of me, shit like that, because obviously I know, she's told me what she's told them. And I was like, why did, and she'll always say, oh, I'm never going to tell nobody our business, but she always does. And I was like, but you always told them your side, you never told them how you are with me too. But I always told her, but I get it how it is, because like, with my friends, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm this guy and this, like, you know? Yeah. So I get where you're coming from, that I do.
Of course. Yeah. So, and again, this nothing here is personal. Nothing
I know,
personal, right? But you're the last person to see her, you're the last person to have contact with her,
I know,
as far as we can tell.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the reason for all this.
I know.
But what I don't understand, again, is the circumstances that they relay are different than yours, right?
So Anna never fought with her.
I'm not saying Anna didn't fight with her, right?
Oh.
I'm just saying the circumstances were different, okay?
Mm.
So, with that, I have a hard time seeing how you loved her, right? I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, when you ask somebody what love is, right? It's all these lovey-dovey feelings, it's all these hugs and kisses and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that didn't exist with you guys. But what I'm saying is, there was other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I do think at some point you were trying to surprise her for her birthday. That I do believe, right? But I don't think it's the way you said it was. Maybe you were trying to make her jealous. But to be honest, I think you got a little bit jealous too, right? Because I think you knew she was going to go out with other people.
Well, yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think you wanted to intercede in that, right? I think you wanted to interrupt that.
Yeah, I wanted to hang, like, I know if I would have been there, because before that she would tell me that she'd want me to be down there, you know?
Yeah.
And I always just made it seem like, oh, I'm over here vacationing or whatever, just to make her jealous. But that night when she told me she was going out, and then I was like, okay, you know, she already told me she was going out.
Right.
But I don't like Anna, I never liked her, just because of how she was with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because they go out and stuff, like, dude, I go out too. Listen.
Perfect.
I'm so traumatized from this, from the lights going out. It feels like Super Bowl 47, my Niners losing to the Ravens. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Oh, what a terrible thing.
Nobody move. Don't trip.
Am I the only one that's kind of concerned about how safety related that is? What if that's somebody that they had in the room that just shot like 10 people or something? Yeah. Hopefully he's handcuffed to the table or to the wall or the floor.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that's one of the big reasons why I went, because I wanted to just hang out with her, you know, like, especially if there was guys around, so I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
yeah.
Everything you're saying, I understand because I've been there.
Yeah.
Everything, right? And so because I've been there, I know that this isn't the first time.
But she was also telling me to, like, when I told her I was gonna go down there, like I told her I flew out to go see her or whatever. She did tell me, she goes, oh, you coming? Then come then. She just tell me when you get here, just come then. But I kept blowing her up.
Well, of course, yeah, she's gonna want to see you to some extent, right? And alcohol.
And then Anna, there was a phone call where Anna answered the phone, and she told me, can I just have her for one night? And I said, I'm already by Pasco.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, she told me I can go see her. And she goes, no, I get that. She goes, I get that. She kept saying that over and over again. And that was pissing me off.
Yeah.
So then she hangs up on me. Then I keep calling back.
Right. That's frustrating. If someone hung up on me, I'd be pissed.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, you know, so am I wasting my time going over there? Because I was going to turn around too. I was like, well, I'm not going to go over there. And then they're not even where they're at. And then I was like, all right, then I'll just go home. And then Anna, engineer, calls me, telling me that she had stepped outside and that she was sorry about Anna and that she does want to see me. She goes, because Anna doesn't speak for me. And she goes, when I told her you're coming, she rolled her eyes at me. That's what she said. Because I'm sure, like, they're fucking tired of hearing my bullshit than hearing that she's going to go hang out with me. You know what I mean? So I can see how that's fucking annoying to her friends and stuff. Because, you know, that's how she always told me, that she would talk shit about me, but then she would cry to me to her friends. And then they would just be there, but I'm sure they're fucking tired of you telling all our business. Like, that's why I was told, why do you always tell everybody our business if you're still going to come back? Like, if we're still going to come back to each other.
Yeah.
That's why I don't tell nobody my business.
Right.
because then they're gonna look at me as an idiot. Because my family didn't know. Like I don't tell them that. Oh, me and Yanira been on and off. Like
Right.
I just say we're done. But low key, I keep it to myself because it's like, you know, I don't want to look like a fucking idiot or a fool, you know, and then them judge me for it.
Well, I think I speak for most of us when I say we aren't necessarily going to judge Juan for not spilling the beans on the couple's business. But I think when it comes to Juan, we will still have plenty of things to hold him accountable for. I mean, there is a reason that Juan accepted a plea deal for second-degree murder with an additional charge for, let's just say, forcing her to have intimacy with him before he reportedly killed her. I think we can also judge Juan because he was caught on surveillance footage at a car wash, cleaning out his car on the morning in question. I'm sure some of you would look at him with a side eye if you heard about the large hunting knife that Juan attempted to discard, but the police found. And believe it or not, the most damning evidence of all, at least in my opinion, Juan found himself in the interview that you just watched because the police called the cell phone of the missing woman. And who do you think answered it? That's right, Captain Genius himself. Juan will be sentenced in April. Let's just hope the best that he stays incarcerated for a very, very long time. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of They Caught Me. Till next time.